So let's take a look at quadratic sequences, which is a topic in higher GCSE maths. So let's take a look at first what makes this quadratic. Well, let's simply go ahead and find the difference between each term. 2 to 3 we're adding 1, 3 to 6 we're adding 3, and 6 to 11 we're adding 5. Now, if this was a linear sequence, all of these differences would be equal, but they are not, which means we need to go ahead and find the second difference. So between 1 and 3 we're adding 2, and 3 and 5 we're adding 2. We've now got the same difference. And as this is the second difference, it's either called a second order or a quadratic sequence. The format of a quadratic sequence is an squared add bn add c. Now a is very easy to find, as it's just going to be the second difference divided by 2, and we can do this every time. 2 divided by 2 just gives us 1. So plugging our 1 back into our quadratic sequence format, we're left with n squared add bn add c. Our next job is to find the value of b and c, and to do this we can plug in two values of n. So let's start with n equals 1, where we get 1 squared add b add c, and that's going to equal our first term, which is 2. If we rearrange this to get our variables on one side, we're left with b plus c equals 1. Now let's plug in when n equals 2, where we get 2 squared, which is 4, add 2b add c, and that's going to equal our second term, which is 3. Again, rearranging, we're allowed to get 2b add c equals minus 1. Now you'll notice here we've got two equations with two unknowns, so we can solve these using simultaneous equations. So let's just write these out. We've got b plus c equals 1 and 2b plus c equals minus 1. If we subtract these equations, we can eliminate that c, so we're left with b minus 2b, which is minus b. The c's cancel, and 1 minus minus 1, which leaves us with 2. Therefore, the value of b must be minus 2, and we can use this plugging it back into one of the simultaneous equations to find c, which must then have a value of 3. Now we've got the values of a, b and c, we can go ahead and find our nth term, or by plugging these values in, so we get n squared minus 2n add 3 as our nth term.